Good morning, good morning, good morning. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and you are breathing. Today is Tuesday, July the 23rd, 2024, and I would like to welcome you all to This Is Just a Thought with Stephen Carnegie. All right, today's word of the day, catastrophe, which means a terrible disaster. Catastrophe. Hope everyone is enjoying their Tuesday. We're one day in the work week. We're in the second day in. One down, four to go. Hope everyone enjoyed their weekend also. Pretty nice and mild and calm here in North Carolina. I gotta say, just was. So whatever the case may be, if you had the weekend off, or if you're like me, you had one day off and then you got to relax Sunday. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Like I said, weather here in North Carolina was pretty mild, so that was a plus. That was an A1 plus. Hey, before I go any further, hit that like and subscribe button along with that bell icon so you can get notified when I drop these podcasts. Keep you in the loop. Would hate for you guys to miss out on some of these interesting topics and my thoughts also. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. It just is. It just is. So yeah, hit that like and subscribe button along with that bell icon, and also get in that comment section. Let me know what you guys think about the material I'm presenting. Is it worthy? Is it not? Is it somewhat good? Could be better? Let me know. Give me some input. Hey, I'm pretty thick-skinned. I won't bite. I won't bite. Not at all. I just won't. I just won't. So let me know what you guys think. Yeah, like I said, man, the temperatures here in North Carolina, wow, what a difference a week or so makes in comparison to, like I said, about a week or so ago when we were having those real field temperatures for like 7, if not more, days of 100 degrees plus. But the tide has changed. Mm, mm, mm. It feels pretty fairly decent, if I could say that. We've had some days, man, ever since I want to say around Thursday when I told you guys about that rain that was coming in. It came on in and they dropped the temperatures down at least until the 90s. But today they're saying it's going to be 90 degrees plus a real feel of 99 to 100. Yeah. But man, the temps, you can tell there's been a different, it's not so humid anymore. And in fact, later on this week or the remainder of this week after the day, it's pretty much going to be temperatures in the mid to high 80s. So what's causing all of this? Why, it's the evening rain. Mm-mm. Nothing like a good summer evening rain after you worked all day and you can just sit back, sit down, and relax. That's what's causing all this ruckus and commotion. The evening rain and those thunderstorms. Luckily, they haven't been too severe. We had some flash flooding here in Durham and other cities also yesterday in North Carolina. You know, that flash flooding had come up on you pretty quick. And luckily, no one was injured, but there was a little bit of an incident, which was odd. Apparently, there was a gentleman that was out doing something at a shopping center, and I guess the parking lot had flooded, and he thought he was still on the road, but apparently he was driving and drove into a ditch or an embankment, and his truck landed on the gas line. What? I'm not laughing, but man, what rotten luck. That's gotta be rotten luck. But luckily, nothing happened. There was no explosion or whatever. Crews, they quickly or sometime thereafter got everything under control and situated. So that was a plus. Like I said, those flash floods, man, another warning, not just for the summer, but any time of the year when you're riding down the road and you run up on some standing high water. We all know the phrase "turn around, don't drown," because maybe 2 weeks ago here in Durham, young guy, man, the guy was in his 30s and it just tugged at your heart. He was going down this roadway. I've traveled that roadway many, many a times. He was going down the roadway. It runs alongside of a creek here in Durham, Ellaby Creek. I don't know if a lot of you guys are familiar with Ellaby Creek. And this side of town, or Ellaby Creek pretty much runs, I want to say almost all the way through Durham. In the low-lying areas where we get those heavy rains, and they call it flash flooding, it will flood that roadway. And that roadway ain't nothing to play with. It is how can I say this? It's not treacherous, but it's very windy, and there's a steep hill. It's a steep hill going up, steep hill coming down. Then you come around like I call it an old mountain bend, and that's where that creek is at. And we got one evening, we got those flash floodings, got that heavy rain, and he just sadly just got swept off the road, I believe, or he lost control and ran into the creek. 30 something years old, young guy. So we all know the expression: if you turn around, don't drown, or be vigilant when we get in those downpours, man. Just be vigilant. Like I said, I've traveled that road many a times. Yes, I have ran up on standing water, and even me and my 4x4 truck, I'll brake and I'll turn around and I'll go around the long way. I don't care who gets mad at me. You can get happy, glad, mad, or sad. It ain't gonna fade me at all. I will not be caught up while you're standing there looking. So I'll turn around in a heartbeat. I don't care. I don't want to hear nothing about, hey, you're in a truck, you're in an SUV. If they say that an inch or a few inches of water, a car can be swept, and they also say the same thing for SUVs. However many inches that is, I'm not going to risk it. And I would advise y'all not to do it either. Don't risk it, man. Just take the long way around. At least you're still here the remainder of that day and the next day. Family's not tore up and distraught because of what has happened to you. So yeah, turn around. Don't drown. Please, 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 please. Yeah, they're saying later on this weekend, let's get back to this weather here. Later on this weekend, the storms are going to stop. But the coolness is going to be, it's going to be in the high 80s or mid to high 80s. In fact, they're saying, I believe they said for like Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, the lows at night are going to get in the 60s. Even though they're going to be the high 60s, they're going to be in the 60s. When was the last time you heard me talk about some 60s, whether it be at night or whatever, what have you, in July? Can't make this up. I can't make this up. But hey, just beautiful weather. Finally, I was tired of the heat. I don't know about you guys, but I was tired of the heat. It has started to drain me. Some days I didn't even want to go outside. I didn't want to go to work. I was thinking to myself, man, why can't I just lay here? But like I always say, there's money to be made, bills to be paid. So get on up, and that's what I did. But yeah, we're having some beautiful weather here. I'm not sure how long this is going to last because we still have to get through August. Whew, wow. Maybe this is a good break. Maybe August won't be so bad. Okay. Hey, stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. Just have. So even though I said that the temperatures are going to be pretty mild, really not that much humidity. But if you work outside, as always, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Wear that sunscreen because the sun is still going to be out also, especially in the heat of the day. Keep a hat on your head. Limit your time outside. Recognize the signs of heat exhaustion or heat stroke. And as always, man, hey, check on those elderly folks. See what they got going on. You know the elderly, they will not put air conditioning on to save their life. So check on them. Hey, check on your family members and your neighbors also. There's a lot of folks that don't have anyone to check on them. You stay by them, just check on them. Tap on the door and say, hey, how you doing? They might talk a hole in your head, but at least you're checking in on them. And it makes them feel welcome and respected. And at least you thought about it. So check in on your elderly neighbors also. Even though, like I said, the temps are dropping, still make sure they are all right. Oh man, this is going to be a pretty quick one here today. All right, let's go get it. We all know what's going on, folks. Man, before I start, I'm just going to say this is my disclaimer. I'm hoping, like all get up, that I'm wrong. I really do. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope I'm just overanalyzing or being a piss poor skeptic. But I hope this doesn't turn into a circus show, a three-ring circus. Well, it came out Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening that President Biden had made his decision that he wasn't going to run for the presidency. So, and then after he made that announcement, right below it, right at the same time, he said that, hey, he's going to pass the torch to Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris. First time in U.S. history we could have a black woman president. Yep, this is happening in 2024. Now, I'm not saying that, I said that I hope they don't make this a three-ring circus. I'm not saying because she's running it, it's going to be a three-ring circus. I'm saying because a lot of people still in this country of ours, this great land of ours, this land of milk and honey and freedom and opportunity, they still don't want to be led by a woman. If you're here in North Carolina, I'm sure you've heard the campaign ads by Attorney General Josh Stein as it relates to Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, who's running. Both of them are running for governor of North Carolina. That one campaign ad, Mark Robinson says flat out, women weren't called to lead. So that's what I mean when I say I hope they don't make this a three-ring circus. So current sitting United States President Joe Biden has decided enough is enough. He's not going to run. He withdrew and he passed the torch on to Vice President Kamala Harris, the one-time a state's attorney general and prosecutor also for the city of San Francisco, if I'm not mistaken. So she's now running. She had gladly accepted the nomination. Well, she gladly accepted President Biden's passing the torch on to her, and really what has came out as of yesterday, she pretty much has enough delegates when they go into that convention next month. I guess it's just academics. She has the nomination for the Democrats for the presidency of the United States of America. Wow. Now, what happened was, what they're saying is, hey, I told you guys last week several times that he had been getting pressure from members, high-ranking members in the Democratic Party, asking him, hey, Mr. President, let's be honest with each other. After that debate and after those two interviews, and now you have COVID, and really also, they're not really talking about it. After that meeting with, it wasn't a UN meeting, NATO meeting. He wasn't too sharp at that NATO meeting either. I mean, he was sharp, but you could tell he was off. They pretty much said, hey, step aside. Give it to Kamala Harris. You're still on top of your game, which is true. He is. He's not a total invalid. He's just not as quick as he used to be. So he has COVID. And that may have just really solidified it for him. He's going to give a speech tomorrow night to let the American public, the world, know why he made this decision to not run. Now, like I said, Kamala Harris, she gladly accepted. She's for all intents and purposes, she's the nominee. They just have to go through the formalities next month. But she's the nominee. And she has raised, oh boy, so far, since Sunday, By Sunday evening, they were saying, the notice came out about 4 o'clock. By Sunday evening, she had raised 40 million. By yesterday morning, when I woke up, sometime during the day, excuse me, it was up to 80 million. And as of this morning, when I woke up, it is well over $100 million in campaign funds. Just that quick. I told you guys with President Biden, a lot of those major campaign contributors, a lot of those donors, they said, hey, we ain't donating nothing. They pulled their money or they stopped donations. So maybe that she picked up and they raised over 100 million so far. Wow. Now, what came about, what they're saying is, pretty much by Saturday night, President Biden had made his decision that he wasn't going to run. And, so maybe Sunday morning, I guess they're saying he woke up and he started making the phone calls, letting folks know what his decision was. Like I said, high-ranking Democrats, Nancy Pelosi, former President Obama, some members in the House and the Senate, Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, they pretty much told her, well, Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, they're saying pretty much told him to his face, we don't feel comfortable that you're going to win this election against Donald Trump. You need to step aside. Mm, mm, mm. Wow. Wow. Just wow, man. That's Get in that comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Really, really. Do you really think the Democratic Party, the higher ups, and the donors, the elite within the Democratic Party, do you think they threw President Joe Biden under the bus? Or were they being realistic? Because that's the hot topic of the day. That's the debate right there. A lot of folks are saying, hey, they threw him under the bus, man. Those guys that had all the money and the power and the prestige, guys and girls, guys and women. I'm not just talking about males here. They had all the money, all the power and the prestige. They got him out of there. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it's something that really and truthfully had to be done. Like I said, hey, I saw that debate, and I had seen some press conferences and interviews before the debate. Maybe a year or so ago, I kind of hinted at it on a podcast at one point in time. Something's off. And lo and behold, down the line, it was exposed. Hey, it is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. But like I said, some people, of course, the Republicans, they're sounding the alarm. They're saying pretty much, hey, those Democrat elites, echoing what many are saying, citizens are saying, those Democrat elites, they pretty much have threw President Biden under the bus. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But whatever the case may be, when he made the announcement and Sunday, a lot of those Democrats, a lot of those in the House and the Senate came out and expressed their respect and admiration for the president, and they everybody echoed what a beacon of light he has been all these years. He has been in the Senate and in politics, because I really didn't know, or I didn't pick up on it. At one point in time, he was the youngest member in the Senate. And of course, he wasn't the oldest. He became, the vice president and president, but he was the oldest in the Senate also. So he's full circle. He's served his time. He's done, a good job. He's gone from youngest to oldest. Who can knock it? Who can? Who can? Now, let me talk about something here. Now, when I say to you guys that there's been a lot of criticism and speculations and innuendos being made about the Democratic Party and the elite inside the Democratic Party, those donors, those higher ups, Black Lives Matter has chimed in. Where the hell has Black Lives Matter been? I didn't even know they were still around. I got to be honest with you. Now, what has came out is a member of Black Lives Matter has expressed concerns on her nomination, Vice President Kamala Harris, saying that there needs to be a primary. They need to hold a special primary vote to let the citizens decide if they want Harris to represent them. The reason being, they're saying with the speed in which it happens, yeah, pretty much 2 days. They don't really know where she stands on certain issues. That's why she's hitting the campaign trail. She's letting her viewpoints and whatever, what have you, be known. Wow, Black Lives Matter has chimed in also. Hadn't heard from them in a minute. Like I said, I didn't know they still existed. Now, not only Black Lives Matter, but I echoed, but there was another member of the Senate, Senator Joe Manchin from West Virginia. He pretty much echoed the same thing, but in a different way. Sunday, he said, hey, if she is to be the new nominee for the presidency of the United States inside the Democratic Party, she just doesn't need to go in there and just get it and have the delegates vote and get it. We need to have a vetting process. We need to know where she stands. Is she worthy of that position or not? Now, I think that was kind of like a snub or a slight, because he's kind of made it known and insinuated he wants to run for president also. But the thing with that, he's a Democrat, but he's what's called a moderate Democrat. If you know what a moderate Democrat is, he doesn't really vote liberally on a lot of issues as it relates to the Democratic Party. You know, Democrats are extremely liberal, but Senator Joe Manchin is a moderate. You're a Republican. I mean, moderate, however you want to word it, in my eyes, in my opinion, I think they're just being kind when they say a moderate Democrat or a moderate Republican. You know, if you're a moderate Republican, you're a Democrat. If you're a moderate Democrat, you're a Republican. Democrats are liberals. Republicans are conservative. They just are. Now, he made that statement Sunday on one of those Sunday news shows, but come Monday, coming into today, really haven't heard too much from him. At least someone inside that Democratic Party, those Democratic elite, those donors, put a little bug in his ear and told him to shut his trap. We can't even get you to vote liberally on a lot of the policies or beliefs we have. And here you are out here running your damn mouth. Shut up before we oust you. Because I haven't heard a peep out of them since. Now, of course, you know, another thing that came up with Black Lives Matter and Joe Manchin also, and the Republican Party has kind of, the Republicans. But with those before mentioned two, Black Lives Matter, what they're saying is, their concern is, if she's going to be and many inside the Democratic Party also, if she's going to be the nominee for the presidency of the United States, she's going to be running, she needs to select a vice president candidate soon. And they've run down a short list, a lot of governors from different states, a lot of governors from key battleground states that